Okay, in this business we're going to focus on finance, and particularly the different sources of finance and the costs of each of those sources. So firstly, finance, what is it? Well, it's about the funds that a business is going to need to be able to carry out its business on a day-to-day basis. For a business that's just been established, that's even more critical, because they're generally going to be coming off a very low base in terms of access to capital, and they're going to need to think closely or think hard about where's the capital going to come from to enable us to successfully start this particular business. So some of the questions that relate to finance are, how much debt can the business afford, i.e. how much debt can the business afford to take on, how much do I need or expect to earn from this business? So future projections of earnings are going to dictate the type of finance necessary and the type of loan necessary. How much will it take to start to cost the business? How much will it cost to start the business? Do I need $5,000? Do I need nothing? I'm just going to start it off a laptop and build my own website for nothing. Or do I need $50,000, $100,000? Some businesses are very capital intensive, need a lot of finance. Some businesses barely use any capital at all. How much capital do I need to operate the business, i.e. on a day-to-day basis? Is it a capital intensive business that's going to need lots of money to continually allow this business to run, to operate? Or in actual fact, is it a business that's very light on in terms of capital, and I could start off a small amount of my own savings? What financial success have other similar businesses achieved? And therefore, is it okay to consider going for borrowing $20,000 from the bank, for example, and obviously there's an obligation to repay that? Is it okay to go and ask relatives, friends, family for a loan, short-term loan? Because I'm pretty confident, based on the experience of other businesses, that this business will be successful. What funds do I have available? So do I have my own savings? Have I got nothing? Can I sell my car to release some money so that I can use that and roll it into the business? Remortgage the house, for example. Different questions in relation to how much capital you actually have. From where will I finance my capital requirements? Will I go to the bank? Will I go to shareholders? And shareholders for this type of business is really friends, family, people willing to potentially take a stake in the business, or just provide effectively a loan to those operators. And the probably the most important business: how much debt can the business afford? Can the business afford monthly interest repayments of $2,000? Might seem minimal, but if there's not $2,000 coming in, and you got rent on top of that, and you got other expenses on top of that, well, that's just not possible. So that would suggest that debt for that particular business is not a viable option, and therefore they're going to have to just consider their own savings, potentially capital from family, friends, and potentially people like silent investors or partners in that particular business.